Michael Figured, Conversations.
All right. Hello. Good evening, Janez. How are you?
Hey, Michiel, I'm fine. Thank you. And you?
Yeah, also good. We struggled quite a bit to get this thing started, but I'm very happy it finally got to this point. Hopefully, we talk a little bit longer than the time it took us to set it up.
Nobody knows that we are already in a conversation for half an hour, Michiel.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Then such a very long, or at least it seems like it's been a very long time since I've seen you. What have you been up to the whole time?
Phew. Yeah. What do you mean? When the first time since we worked together? Last time since we worked together? Or?
Yeah, maybe we should maybe you should tell the people how we know each other and what you do in real life. Maybe that's
how do you know each other? Was it from at 5 o'clock in the station in Janez Pieters, Michiel, or was it a bit sooner?
It was a little bit. Our story might get to that point, but it was before that, I guess. Yeah.
No, it was in Clever, the startup you worked for. So I think the second interview you were there also with Jurgen and Maarten. Oh no, it was without Maarten, I think. Yeah, that was the first time.
What, did I interview you?
I had an interview with Maarten, which was successful. And then I had an interview with you and Jurgen, and you had the responsibility to give Maarten positive or negative feedback to hire me. That was the first time, I think.
All right. So the first impression probably was good then.
Well, yeah. I can't remember my first impression for you, but I think it was summer 2019 or something, no? Or was it 19? Yeah.
I think 19. Yeah.
Yeah.
And did we get you any beer?
No.
There were some instances where if people came and if they looked for a job, then we offered them a beer if it was 5 o'clock or later than that. I mean, that's the startup life, I guess. I'm not sure that's the same with every company. But did you enjoy your time at Clever, like before?
Yes. Yeah, of course. Of course, it was a nice experience. Quite short, but I mainly enjoyed the time working with everybody and being in the office. From a professional perspective, it was not the best period of my life, but yeah, it's a good memory and a nice experience, to be honest. You learn from every experience. That's my yeah. If it's bad or good, you know how it was less, and you know what you don't like. So
it's true.
Yeah. So it's changing work is always a step, and you have you will see what it will become. But I'm happy I've met you and
I'm glad you're happy that you met me. That's a big compliment to me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know what remembers me always, Michiel, is the talk we had on the plane about the dreams, and that you were so much analyzing dream overnight, and that you were standing up at the moment.
Yes.
To the logic.
That's sometimes, and especially now in the last week. So when I tried to get you on the podcast, I was also thinking back a lot about the times that we were on the plane and we were talking about, I guess, just life in general, and then also like the dream things that I was into a lot. At that time, you were, I think you were already hesitant to stay at the company, I think. That's right. That's correct, right? And
yeah.
Maybe that's not for the public, or maybe right now it doesn't matter because everybody knows. But but you wanted to become a life coach, right? Or something.
A life coach, yeah.
Something like that.
Well, yeah, indeed. I think I started my first course when I was still at Clever or Zuvu at that time. But indeed, yeah, I'm now international certified personal trainer, Michiel.
Wow,
Yes,
that sounds very impressive. No
Yeah.
clue, no clue what you have to do or
Well,
what it entails, but it sounds very cool.
Yeah, I'm still very happy I followed the course, to be honest. I'm not. I didn't use my knowledge very active, so more for helping some friends or some family. But that's the most difficult audience I think you can help to train.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still have plans to do something with it in future. So well, in short, yeah, a personal trainer. What does it do? You have muscles in your body, and all your without your muscles, you would just drop on the ground. There would be nothing you can do. So, and I think nowadays, especially in our culture, we don't use our muscles very often. We want to be able to do everything with our body, but nobody. That's too extreme, but lots of people don't want to maintain their body, let's call it like that. So we expect that we can go skiing, go running on the moment we think about it, and then we expect our body to be ready for it. And that's the thing, in my opinion, a personal trainer can help with to prepare your body and keep your body in a good shape, or give your body a good maintenance, that you can still do everything what you want to do.
Is it only something but you are talking about personal trainers. So is that the course that you took, or is it more? Yeah. Okay. So it was purely about the physical aspect.
Yeah. Well, I did. That's maybe what you were referring to. Before I was more into food, and yeah, I think if you call the combination food and physical wellness, you can call it a life coach, or I don't know if there's a hard definition of life coach.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm into both, but I was more focused on the physical parts, because in my opinion, things like food, you can train more on yourself. You can just start reading about keto, for example. I did a few weeks of the keto diet, but that's something you can easily do on yourself. If you want to dig into your body and your muscles and whatever, then it's a lot harder, I think.
But still, you took that route, or you are combining it now. You're combining the food or the idea was to combine the food part and the body part.
Well, the body part is what I would like to do. I go a bit further in a more professional level, and the food part, yeah, of course, it's all a bit related to each other, but that's more for myself, or just for, yeah, maybe some advice if somebody would ask me something. Michiel,
what do you sorry, what did you say?
Are you struggling with something?
My lower back, because of I think it's just because of sitting a lot. And I had an accident with my foot. I'm not sure, you probably don't know, but I went to try out badminton again after over 8 years. And I had to play against a guy who was 60 years old. And he said, "Oh no, I don't play badminton a lot. I'm not really good." So we started playing, but immediately I noticed this guy. He's been training all week. I don't know. He was very good, and I didn't want to lose, so I overdid myself a little bit. Then I tore my ligaments. Actually, it's a little bit embarrassing that I lost against the 60-year-old. But yeah, that's what happened. And so no running for me right now, and working from home. So sitting all the time. I mean, doesn't really help, but yeah, happens. Okay, because when we were sitting on the plane, I mean, I don't know, we've talked, I think we talked the whole flight, or close to it, and it was what was it, a 2-hour flight or something like that. But we also talked about mental stuff, right? And that's not something you want to pursue?
No. Well, no, not really. My wife is how do you call it? prevention. She works. She's an advisor on prevention for companies. I don't know the exact English term or the good one,
Like,
but she helps.
HR. No.
Well, no, it's in Dutch preventieadviseur, psychosociaal. So she is. Every company in Belgium is obligated to be to have an external advisor or a company assigned that if people have troubles at work, that they can phone that company and ask for help. So if there would be a fight at work or if somebody touches you on the place he couldn't do that, then they can then you can get a call external on your own company so that you can do it in a safe environment, let's say. And then these advisors, of course, get in contact with the company itself or with the person that did something, and they try to solve the issue or find a solution for both parties. So but that's something not a lot of people know about, but it's something every company in Belgium has. So
and that's the reason why you don't want to do it, because it feels like, I don't know, it's just not something you're interested in.
I like to work with people and be in contact with people, but I'm less triggered on the mental part than on the physical part, let's say. So.
Okay. Because on the plane or on the flight, I would say, I felt like you were also really good in, like, I don't know, listening to, because I was like saying a lot, not always positive stuff, I guess, and you also like knew how to talk it through. So I thought it was also something maybe it's just like a natural strength of yours, but you don't really.
Well, it's in my interest. I've always been more a kind of team lead or a coach in my professional career. So it's probably I have some talents for, or people appreciate that I can do. So
yeah, definitely. Did it bother you at all, like when you first joined Clever at that point? A lot of the people that were there, they were starters, like they had never worked before. Is that something that bothered you, or where you say you'd see strengths or weaknesses, or what's your take on that?
What do you mean on the team composition at that moment, or just
team composition? Yeah.
Well, I think it was a good fit with you and Jurgen as the more serious guys, I would say. So,
okay.
Or more experienced. I think it was an extreme, or more extreme combination of going crazy during the breaks and be serious at work. So why not? For me, it was a bit new, or I need to get used to it in the beginning. But I think the work was done, and if we had to do something with a strong focus, I think everybody had that focus. So I was, to be honest, I was more happy that the people, or I mean students that start to go in their professional environment, still could be the same person. I think. I think that's important if you want to make good achievements, that you can be yourself. So,
I mean, I've never looked at it that way. Like, I never really realized that the people at Clever, like, it felt like, indeed, like you said, it felt like everyone was still themselves. Like they don't have to change at Clever. They are just the way they are, and it naturally fits. I don't know. And it's not like everyone at Clever was the same type of person. No. I mean, definitely not. But still, maybe like a bit surprising even that we all still got along that well.
Yeah.
That's a bit crazy, I think. But still, so after 5 months, you were like, because for people that don't know, we were acquired by a different company, and I mean, sometimes it works out really well, and sometimes it works out a little less well. I guess that's just personal situation for everyone. I mean, I'm still at Zuvu. But you decided to kind of move on to a different challenge. But it was, I think you changed or you wanted to change jobs, and it was in the middle of the Corona pandemic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I quit just before, and then I was without a job. So the first time I've quit and changed to Clever, yeah, I was sure when I quit that I had a job with Clever. So
yeah,
but the moment I left Zovu, then I said, okay, I will take a break and just see what the best possible career step could be. So, but yeah, at that moment the Corona started.
Yeah.
First one, but I was home for 6 weeks or something. I think a month and a half. So it was not too bad for me. It was ideal, but it was in that month and a half a bit weird because I didn't know how long I would be at home or without a job. So but yeah, Michiel, let's be honest, in IT, there are jobs enough. If it was really needed to get a job, I think there are opportunities enough. But of course, you're not changing jobs every few months normally, so it's not something.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the 6 weeks were not intentional then, but like you didn't mind having those
No.
6 weeks.
No.
And what happened in those 6 weeks? What did you do?
Oof. It's
so much.
It's a year ago. No, I don't know what I did. I remember I mainly had time for myself, but that's also a bit boring because I'm a person that likes to be or work with or do something with others. So everybody is working during the day. So it's not that you can do that much. But you need to enjoy it. It's the only moment in your life, except if you're a millionaire, that you can just have some weeks. Or otherwise, you need to count down your holidays and make sure you really enjoy them.
You're not a millionaire yet, Janez.
No, not yet. No, I thought after 5 months of Zuvu, I would become. No.
Unfortunately, I've been there for quite a bit longer, and I'm also still not a millionaire. So we're in the same we're in the same boat. No, so I recall, I guess after the 6 week or after you got a new job, then that I asked you what you did, and during those 6 weeks, I saw a lot of pictures with your children and with your family. So it seems like you are like a really big family man, and you used your time to like catch up with your children.
Yeah, also, but I think I was working already at that moment.
Okay.
But I think the biggest difference is, Michiel, when you have indeed so many days or weeks off, you're just full of energy. That's the key thing for me, and you can go back to the basics. I mean, like, what are your personal interests? You have time to discover yourself again, and that was for me the key reason, or what would I advise everybody, to be honest. Even like I'm leaving Zovu in future and I want to do that job, I would still advise you just to take a small break in between. If it's in the financial way also possible, of course, but
it's not like that's an idea that doesn't sound good to me. It's more like the financial side. Like I'm more at the start of my I haven't bought a house yet, so like unless that part is already done, then maybe there's some room, I guess, to do something like that. But until there's no house, saving is quite a big part of my life. Right now.
I agree.
It would just clash with my plan for life, I'd say. So what new things did you discover in those? You said you got to know yourself a little better, or in different ways, maybe.
Well, I think a lot of people are going to a loopbaan coach, career coach, because I think, in my opinion, I don't have the figures, but I think lots of people are doing their job nowadays and have kind of interest to change jobs. I think it was just on paper today that 10% of the working people are considering moving to another job, which is quite weird because normally in a crisis period, everybody wants to be stable and do just the opposite. So you see that being home or being more isolated, being more with yourself, triggers people to think about what they really want. And that's a bit what I had during these 6 weeks, I think. So, and it's just like if you are still working or doing other things, for me personally, it's very hard to switch and think if I could do everything what I want to do. You mean like during the day you need to switch, like, okay, I'm working, and then in the evening you cannot easily switch back, like, okay, let's act, I don't have a job. So and I was not surprised, to be honest, if I saw that result, that so many people are now in this period are changing jobs, or it goes more back to the essential part. Like also for my job now, I realize, like, okay, I like to be a project manager, but that's mainly because of creating something with a team and having the team all together with me, having a real target. But now in Corona, working from home, it's more limited to the key part of your job, the essential part of your job, like following the project and figures and administration, all these kind of things, but less with really working together. And I think that's what lots of people realize, that maybe the core of their current job is not what gives them the real motivation. It's more the complete package, and a part of the package today is disturbed with the Corona, I think. But
I think there's no good substitute right now for meeting with people in real life. And I don't know how, if we can ever evolve to a world where it's not necessary anymore. If it's not necessary anymore, I wouldn't want to live in a world like that, because to be honest with you, I'm kind of fed up with just like seeing people in 2D on my screen. That gets really annoying. And you're living with other people, I mean, your wife and your kids. Like, I live on my own, and if I don't go to the store, I don't see a 3D person on an entire day. And there's a very big difference. You can't really, I know what you mean. Like, if you go to work, then you have everything that surrounds the core stuff that you need to do. But if you work from home, and you also work from home, right? Or can you go? No, it's not allowed to go to the office yet, I think. So you also work from home the whole day. I remember you were the only one with a standing desk.
I'm still standing right now.
That's a good idea. Actually, maybe is better for my back as well if I would just stand up the whole time. Yeah, doesn't it hurt your legs after a while? I don't know. Because you're just standing still, right?
If I can teach you something, the best position is the next one.
The what?
The best position is the next position.
Oh, okay.
So that's something you keep with you. Like, there is no good way you can sit. There's no good way you can stand. It's just keep moving. That's the way you should. You can best take care of your body. Like every 30 minutes, at least move a bit, and then you can neutralize a bit the position you were in the past 30 minutes. That's the key thing, because indeed, if you stand up, maybe you notice on the screen, like I go a bit like that, or if you just stand like this and do something with your arms, but your legs are still, you would also feel a kind of pain. Maybe not after 30 minutes, but after an hour, 2 hours. And if you would do it every day, you will also get you could get some complaints because we are not made to just stand a few hours like this.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, I mean, this is kind of a recent development, right? People just sitting at their desks or standing at their desks behind a screen for a whole day. That's not really the way we are built as humans.
Can I ask you how many hours you are seated on a day, on a normal working day? And count from the moment you get up from your bed and the moment you go lying sleeping again.
Yeah, no, it's too much. It's because, and it was actually worse in the beginning because when the corona hit, I worked at my desk in my room, and I also have my laptop from work over there. But then when I was done working, I just closed my laptop and I just booted my PC and I just stayed there the whole day. And that's not only the physical thing that's bad because you just don't move at all, but it's also like the psychological thing of just work and play is all in the same room and even in the same square meter, I guess. So now I moved to the living room and that's better. But sitting right now, it can be healthy the way I'm living right now. Definitely not.
Oh. I'm giving some workshops now about it, and I think everybody I asked so far is sitting between 11 and 15 hours a day, and so I think that's for most part of the people working in Belgium. If you work on a computer, so it's not okay, and that's also the thing that triggers me because you hear a lot about moving. I go out, be in nature, whatever, but and that's very good. So every step you take, it's a good step and it's a positive thing. But there is a lot more than that. So if you just count the number of hours and you sit for, let's say, 11 hours and you walk 1 hour, then I think you directly see that there's too much difference between the position of just sitting and the movement. And so from a cardio perspective, it's of course good that you move an hour and that you are getting fresh air, but for your body, it's not compensating or it's not neutralizing the hours you're sitting. And that's why lots of people get complaints on their back or shoulders, neck.
So you're saying that walking is not a good solution? Then
no.
What's a better solution then? Or I mean,
the thing is that you need to do something. Let's say every 30 minutes, and that you get up. I at least get up. Do some exercise to neutralize your the position you're in. So, and our body is very strong from a muscle perspective also, or let's focus on that part, that they will be able to adapt. If you would go running every day, or you would be able, or you will really focus on becoming the strongest man of Belgium, for example, and you do powerlifting every day,
I'm a close second, Janez. I'm a close second.
Your body is adapting. You will get stronger after. If you would do it a year or even 3 months, you will see a difference. So our body is so flexible that it can adapt to a situation. But our body now is adapting to a situation. Yeah, we are sitting 11 hours. So so the muscles that we don't use get very weak, or the muscles that we are overusing now, let's say, they become very strong, and having that imbalance will lead to muscles or to incorrect movement of our body, or not being able to do every actions we want to do, and that's where we get into injuries or just feel pain because one muscle is too strong and the other one is too soft. So
the muscles are not in a balance right now. Some are just overused and some are
But that's
used too little.
That's always the case, and Michiel. It's not that we need to try to be in an ideal, perfect world. There's always a kind of imbalance in your body, so that's also the strongest part, that your body can adapt it. But it's too much in the same position. That's a bit the thing. See,
and
so,
what other physical exercise do you get then besides? Well, you're already at a standing desk. I guess that's already better than sitting the whole day. You go walking, and what other stuff?
what things you can do is an easy thing is a frontal line stretch.
Yeah.
So if you would draw a line in front of your body and at the back of your body, and you're sitting down, you will see that the front line is a bit collapsed or shorter than the line in the back. Can you visualize a bit? So because
I'm trying to, yeah.
Because at the line in the front, if you're sitting, you're
you're
bent forward
a little bit, yeah.
And the line, I mean the line from your head to your feet is shortened.
Okay.
These muscles are shortened, and after so many hours, days, weeks, get more shortened than the ones in the back. And the shortened muscle, can be stronger, but can also just be shortened and give a kind of force on your bones and be able to do specific movements. So the frontal line stretch is doing the opposite. So that's moving your hands up, then pointing your fingers backwards, pointing your elbows backwards, your shoulder backwards.
You have to stand up, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to stand up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to do it after the podcast. Then.
Yeah, you can try it, but I'm just describing it because you're doing the same. If you point your fingers up and then backwards, then your wrists backwards, your elbows backwards, your shoulders, then you go to the completely opposite position of what you're doing when you're seated.
Oh yeah, I get it.
And that way you are stretching the muscles that are usually more in a shortened position, and the opposite. So, and then you're just a bit neutralizing your position, and that's something that is key. So if you just go for a walk, you're not it's more from a cardio perspective, in my opinion, than really neutralizing the hours you're seated. So
I'm getting a free mentoring session from you. It's really nice.
So next podcast, Michiel, you can just do some exercise on your own and show everybody how you can.
Oh yeah. Maybe it will just be like a live stream. Like everybody can follow all the tips from you and from the other people that I got about moving. I can just use and do that for a few hours. Yeah, and then they can tip me if I do it right. That would be an extra stream of income. I don't mind. Would be nice. But you're also into cycling, right?
Yeah, I did duathlon for a few years, and then
duathlon is running and cycling.
Yeah, running, cycling, running. Yeah,
okay.
And then I quit with the kids a bit, and then somebody convinced me also to start swimming, and then I did some triathlons. The first triathlons 2 years ago, I think. So. But yeah, it's very nice sport, and I like the longer or the duursporten. How do you say in English?
Endurance.
Yeah, endurance. Yeah. So yeah, that's just my cup of tea, let's say.
Were you any good at it? Oof. Tough question.
No. Well, I'm not bad, but I'm not good. If you look for on the professional level, or just compare with the best or the better athletes in Belgium. So yeah.
I mean, everything, you can see everything in perspective, right? But you're also you're probably also a little bit modest, right? You're always a little bit modest.
Well, it's let's say easier if you have indeed some first places, you can say, or or some top 3 places, but if you are not a lot in that kind of position, it's a lot harder to compare. If you are, so that's why I think I'm able to do a lot of endurance challenges, but I'm not good in a way to have special or very good rankings or something. So
yeah. And are you still training right now, or what's going on?
I have the talent, let's say, Michiel, that then that without a lot of training, I can sometimes do something more extreme or just be in a good shape quite fast. So yeah, it goes a bit up and down. So some weeks I'm quite active, other weeks I'm quite passive. So yeah.
You need to be a physical coach for yourself, Janez.
Yeah, but that's the key thing, learn by experience. No?
Start with yourself. I also read it in a book a while ago. To make an improvement in your life, just start by making your own bed. That's the start. Small steps.
And that's the part that triggered me, because I was also seated for many hours a day, and I trained a lot at specific periods in my life, and I was injured or had a hernia also, just because I was not maintaining my body, let's say. If you compare it to the car, I was always driving kilometers and just do distance, but I was not going now and then to the garage to give fresh oil or taking care of whatever. So yeah.
Great analogy. So what do you do in your spare time now then?
Watching Vikings.
Oh, did you finish it yet?
Not yet, no.
What season are you on?
Season or something? No, the
Isn't that one of the latest ones?
There are 6 of them, I think.
Yeah, that's near the end. I think I quit three episodes before the final one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, I will let you know. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. I tend to do it with, I don't know, like some seasons are really good, and then I don't want them to end, so I just don't watch the latest ones. I don't know. Is Vikings the only one you're watching right now? That's on, is it on Netflix? Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Netflix, yeah. No, that's one I'm watching on my own, so I can only watch if my wife is not. So these days we are always working home, so there's not a lot I can watch episodes, but yeah, we are looking together. What is it? We just watched Beau Séjour on VRT. Yeah, nothing special. But, yeah.
Not a big fan.
Well,
what is it about?
A grandfather and his son. No, his child son that died, and they are back on the world to solve some conflicts they had with people. So, yeah.
Wow. I definitely want to watch it now.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a fan, so I'm sure you are. That's not the kind of series you're watching, Michiel. So
no, I mean, I'm not really watching anything right now. So no.
What are you doing then in your spare time?
Oh no, I know. Do you know Disney Plus? They have a series, WandaVision. Do you know what it is about? Or are you familiar with the Wanda?
Wanda.
The name of the women, and then Vision is the name of the guy.
Yeah. No.
Are you familiar with the Marvel? Yeah, with the Marvel universe. Well, it's 2 people from the Marvel universe, like from the universe with Iron Man and the Hulk and so on.
Yeah.
But it's a very weird. It starts off really weird. It starts off like with I don't know, with a parody of like 60s or 70s TV shows. And I mean, I don't mind if things are weird a little bit. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to watch. But I watched 2 episodes and I thought, is this ever going to be not weird because it was really, I don't know, it's like I can't watch a whole series on this, but it got better and better, and now like the 5th episode, my God, yeah, it's really good. It's really good. But if you're not into Marvel, then it probably does make a lot of sense to watch it. But
for me, Disney Plus is to show movies to my kids, Michiel. But
there are also very good documentaries. Disney Plus, nature documentaries, Janez.
Yeah, but it's a good switch. So I'm sharing the account. I don't know if I can say that on.
Of course.
It's my brother, so it's a good combination. Netflix and Disney Plus, or switching between these platforms is also a good thing. No, otherwise it's always a bit more in the same genre of.
Yeah, it's true. I'm still joyriding on the account from my parents, at least for the Netflix one. But they only have 2. Wait, what is it? There can be only 2 people that watch simultaneously, and I'm not living at home anymore. And basically, there's only 1 kid from the 3 of us that still lives at home. So if the parents want to watch something and we are watching it, then they just call us like, get off Netflix, we want to watch something. And I can't really say anything about it because we're not paying anything. So it's like a bit annoying. Like sometimes if I have a date over, then it's annoying. How do I explain that I really want to watch Netflix? It's how do you
we
tell?
need to drop off then? You of your brother, or then you need to argue?
Well, if I see that it's like my mother that's watching Netflix and my brother, then I call my brother and I explain the situation, and he's really understanding. So then he just stops watching. So I mean, that's really kind of him, actually. But that's not an issue you have with your kids, I guess. No. How old are they right now?
5, 6, and 8. So
very close together, also.
No.
And is it a good combination?
Sometimes quite busy, but
yeah.
Well, you can't choose it, but I'm happy they are quite short for each other. So they have more or less the same interest, let's say. So they can keep each other busy. Like in the Corona months, it was more easy, I think, because they played a lot together. So if they need to entertain themselves, it would be maybe more busy for us. So wow, it's not something you choose. You're not busy with it. So how would it be if there was a girl in the middle or more years between? So it is what it is, and
and it's 3 boys, right?
Yeah.
And do they have kind of the same interests as you have, or do you teach them stuff that you also like, or how is it?
I think that's maybe the disadvantage. Their interests are not that clear because they are playing a lot with each other, I think. So if you're more on yourself, you're more obliged to discover your interests or to get busy with yourself, I think. So
okay, but what do they do then?
They play Pokemon cards, for example, or make some Lego, but nothing extreme, or not something they ask. I really want to go playing football, for example, or want to make music, or these kind of hobbies or things that we can really.
They don't have specific hobbies yet.
No, they need to do swimming because that's the discipline I'm not that good in. That you need to learn when you're young.
You want them all to be good swimmers.
Yeah, and they're doing squats because that's 3 hours on Saturday that you are relaxed.
Yeah. That's the reason you send them to the youth movement, is to have a little bit of calm in your house.
So, and Michiel, while you're on your own, there's no student that that joined your place, or is it because
Ooh.
Una?
You want to hear the story about my latest roommate or what?
Well, I know you were normally with a roommate, or at least looking for somebody to join. So
Yeah,
I don't
I had a few roommates before, and my latest roommate, she's probably not going to listen to it anyway. It was a Thai girl,
yeah.
and in the beginning we got along really well, but she was a really introverted person. So I think like in the beginning she overdid herself a little bit, like with being outgoing and I'm not saying like introverts are not kind, but she was like overly kind and so on. But then after a while, it kind of took a turn backwards. And also at some point, so she always sent money back to her parents. She got a scholarship and she sent money back. But then, because of the disease, she wanted to send more money back because her parents, they had their own company and it was getting a bit harder and harder. So she was looking actually for first to find another source of income. So she had the scholarship and then she wanted to work for takeaway.com. You know takeaway.com probably, food delivery service. And I said, and she asked me like, oh, what do you think is the good idea? I was like, oh, yeah, I mean, I think so. There's a lot of people like you that work at takeaway.com. And at that point, mind you, we had been living together for 2 or 3 months, so she kind of knew what I was like, but she interpreted it as a racist comment. And she didn't talk to me for 3 weeks. And I had to ask her nothing. We were in the kitchen. And also I can be a little bit stubborn. So if you're not talking to me and you're not telling me why you're not talking to me, then I mean, I'm like, oh, go figure it out yourself then. I didn't care. But yeah, it got to the best of me. My curiosity got the best of me and I wanted to know. So then she told me that it was because of that thing that I said that apparently was racist. And then she moved. I thought like we cleared everything out. And then 2 days later, she packed all her stuff and she was gone. Yep.
Wow. And that was just because you said the job would be good for her or something she would like, or
I mean, of course, afterwards I asked her like or friends that I also got to know over time, like was it the only thing? I mean, because it could be that some people just do stuff and you don't tell them because it's maybe a minor thing or something like that, and over time, I mean, it just But they couldn't really give me other examples. It's just like, oh, but you know, you're just racist. And I was like, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. Like, why? Like, one of the reasons against that reasoning would be, why would I deliberately live together with a Thai girl if I'm racist? It doesn't make sense at all, unless I'm like a really effed up person. It doesn't make sense at all to live together. Yeah.
okay.
No. Yeah. So yeah. No.
And when was that? Last year or now? Just a few weeks?
No. It's been like this for 3 or 4 months, I think. And she never really signed a contract with me. Like I had a contract for her, and she never signed it. So I didn't really have any legal. Yeah, I couldn't do anything about it. So that's a shame. But I'm going to move back to my parents in, not back with my parents, no, but to the same city actually, because I found a house with a friend, and we are renting together. So.
Okay. Okay. Cool. And that's for now and the coming weeks, or?
It's for May. In May. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it because I'm getting fed up with living on my own.
Yeah, but and how is it for you, Michiel? You can have 2 contacts or 2 knuffel contacts, or what? How does
it? Well, it's not like I see my parents sometimes. Like I don't know, not once a week, but like definitely every 2 weeks. I would say. Sometimes I see a friend of mine, and yeah, I mean I'm not I'm not sure. I'm probably not following the rules exactly like I'm supposed to do. But yeah, I also have dates sometimes because I'm still single. That's something you don't have to worry about, right? About being single.
Well, yeah, depends. No, what you want.
I mean, yeah, no. But I think you're. What did you like more? Like looking for, like I don't know, looking for somebody, or like being together with somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think being together with somebody. No, assuming
Yeah.
you like the person.
No, yeah. No, I agree. But then, yeah. Did you like actually like meeting different girls, or yeah? What were you like? What were you like as a student? I mean, I'm not a student anymore, but that's like when most of the shenanigans happen.
I was not the person to change girlfriend every few days or nights. So no, I was more a stable family man, Michiel, like you just called
Yeah. I wasn't insinuating that you weren't. I was just curious for some stories about your time as a student, maybe. It didn't really happen.
Yeah, I don't think so. No.
I won't tell your wife, Janez.
No. Well, let's call it then that my life was more stable over the years. So it's not that I, as a student, got an extreme period, and the other years were more soft. So it was more, always a bit of the middle, I think.
No, that's fine too. That's fine too. I think it's a little bit that you are a little bit like more like my brother. And my brother is also very like calm on that side of the spectrum, I would say.
Well, yeah, it depends what you want. I was more the person I would rather be alone and enjoy it, and having then a partner that is really a partner I want to have, and not start a relation with some doubts or just see after a few weeks how it was. So yeah, but yeah, again, that's also not something you choose. That you just it's just who you are, I think, and just having the coincidence of life of meeting somebody. It's not. If you think about it this evening, it will happen. I think it's harder. So
yeah. It's like don't jinx it or something like that. Like just have to let it happen, and it happen on its own. How did you meet your wife?
At work.
What? Really?
Yeah, really. At work, and I asked her if she would join for a run at noon, and she joined the week after. So that's how it starts, Michiel.
Yeah. Wow. Playboy. What is it? Was it a run with just you and her?
I think also with other colleagues. I think the first times, and then and then we started running on ourselves. So.
All right.
Yeah. So this is what you should do, Michiel. So tomorrow you send an email to one of your colleagues and ask for.
No, actually, I have a date right now, and I hope this conversation ages well. But but I mean, we get along really well, I'd say. So I hope we will still meet back. We meet again when, like, this Saturday, I think so. Second date.
It's a discovery period.
Yeah, it's transition.
Transition. Yeah. Okay.
Damn. Hey, you don't get to ask me the questions where I get embarrassed. It should be the other way around right now.
What is the Is there a platform you're using like Tinder, for example, or is it because I can imagine now it's a lot harder to be in contact with people?
No, yeah, it's really hard to get in touch with people right now, and especially so a few weeks ago, I got banned on Tinder. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I don't do anything special on that app. I don't talk in a strange way or in a weird way. I don't know. You can't send any pictures on Tinder, so that's also not it. Yeah, I don't know. And I even sent the support team a message. I asked them like, but why did you ban me? Or like, why did you ban me? I want to know what's the reason. And they're like, oh, but you violated community guidelines. I'm like, okay, but could you maybe tell me what community guideline? Oh no, sorry, we can't tell you which one. Like you just violated the community guideline. It's like a cop pulling you over in your car, and telling you you're fine. And you ask, okay, but why? They're like, oh no, I won't tell you. You're just fine. Like, doesn't make sense. No, but yeah, I was a little bit not afraid is the wrong word, but I met my last date on Tinder, and we were still talking, but I was a little bit afraid, like when she would maybe check the matches, I don't know, that because it would seem like I unmatched her, I guess because I was banned, my account was removed, and they're like, oh no, it's going so well. And then she would notice that I kind of unmatched her or something like that. But yeah, no, girls have a lot of matches, so it seems. So she didn't even know this. So no, that's great.
And you had already her contacts out of Tinder, then I assume.
Yeah, I'm really fast for asking for a phone number or something like that, because I hate Tinder, and I just want to meet in real life. I mean, yeah, that's better. No, yeah, great. Yeah, I also have some stories, but yeah, not all of them are for a podcast for my millions of listeners.
Yeah.
Maybe sometime. Well, what kind of project would you start right now if you had one? Like mine is the podcast, so I want to get to 52. I want to talk to 52 people by the end of this year. Do you have the kind of yeah, that's the goal, but you have to set goals like that, right? Do you have a specific goal in mind for 2021?
Well, I'm starting a more professional business with a physiotherapist to assist employees and employers with their physical wellness at work or physical well-being. So that's my goal, to have a first customer, let's say. So yeah, we'll see it. You need to be ambitious, no?
Yeah, definitely. Is it will it be an official business with a brand name and so on, or what's the plan there? Do you already have a name?
Yes.
Can you tell us?
Yes, Locomotion.
Locomotion.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
It's from locomotorical problems. These are problems without not being able to move or to do all the actions. So.
And the loco is also part. Is it derived from the Spanish word loco, or?
It can be going crazy during exercises, or
I don't know. I'm asking you, Janez. It's your company. Eh?
Yeah, it can be. You can. You can explain how you want, so depending on who you talk to. So
you just take a look at the person. You're like, okay, that's the one that wants to be like loco. Yeah.
Yeah, we are starting up still, so it's not that we have the website is currently made. So there's quite some actions you need to do before you're able to really launch. So yeah. I'm looking forward to it. My own startup, Michiel. So
that's nice. And what would be the most important thing, like culturally wise? Like, how do you want your team to work together? what's important for you? Maybe like values, maybe, or the way they should behave around each other, the kind of atmosphere you want to create. That's such a weird question, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very hard, I think. Yeah, cannot answer that. I'm not. Yeah, we are just starting, so we are now with the two of us. Having our own job at the moment, so it's just we'll see and be flexible what will come. So.
And you start a company with, is it like an old friend of yours, or do you work at the same company right now, or how does it happen?
She's a girlfriend of my wife, so that's how we came in contact and shared the same interests. So.
Aha.
Yes.
The girlfriend of your wife. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Or a friend of my wife.
Yeah, I was thinking girlfriend of your wife. That's maybe you're in a special position. I don't know. It's
you're jealous, you mean? You're jealous.
Yes. Yes. I have to confess, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Maybe in time I also find myself a wife and a girlfriend for my wife. That would be. I mean,
Michiel, do you know what I think now? It would be a lot better that we do a podcast and you say, let's make sure we have a kind of beer or a glass of wine at the start.
Yes.
We are both thinking like, oh damn, we should have something to drink, and now we are just here like, now we can't stop talking, or is it the end? No.
Yeah, I mean, I would really like to drink something, but like in real life. Yeah. I'm all for having a beer. Actually, the thing I want to do is because I make my own limoncello, and you have to find something special about the podcast to have limoncello on the podcast. I can't do that in a virtual call. So.
Yeah, or you deliver a package here with limoncello.
Yeah.
And then in the evening we have.
So I think not last summer, like the summer before that, I went to Iceland with a lot of. I went on my own, but it was with a group of 20 people from Holland, or most of them were from Holland. And one of them asked me, "Okay, but you're also making limoncello. I really like that," and we got along well. So I was like, "Okay, I'll just send him a bottle." But then I looked at the price for sending a glass bottle of limoncello to Holland, and it was like thrice the price of just making the bottle itself. So I'm like, it's not really worth it. I mean, my limoncello is the best you can drink, definitely, but still, the price is not really worth it.
Let's go out. Let's agree on a date and to have a walk in Ghent. It will become more sunny again and warmer. So
yeah. Okay. I was thinking about a different name for or like a different concept maybe. It would be called a walk in the park. I don't know. It looks kind of funny to me, but I'm not sure if I came up with the name because I was just thinking about it in my brain, or maybe I just saw it online. I'm like, oh damn, it's a good name. I should also use it. Maybe I should check again.
Is there something you want to do with it now, with the podcast? Is there a more ambitious plan you want to? Is it something you want to do in your professional life more, or achieve something with it? Or
I have a big problem with sticking to things that I want to do. I always want to do a lot of different things, but I'm really bad at sticking with it. And that's why the podcast is really, well, it's not easy or something like that, but it's very measurable. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to do this. And I already failed actually, but like on average 52 conversations a year. So that's just the goal. Get it out and see where it leads, and just stick with something I said I would do. That's the main goal.
So now you made me curious about the other things you want to achieve or you're busy with.
I also want to have my own company sometime.
And what would be the focus of the company then, or what?
I have different ideas, but I mean, they should also be economically viable, or how do you say that? Like they should be able to bring in money, and one of them is some kind of app, and I think we've talked about it. I had the Dream app thing where you could record your sleep patterns, but also see what you dreamt, because like with machine learning, they can already kind of translate what your brain receives as impulses and translate into some kind of imagery. So probably in like 10, 15 years, I don't know, maybe 20. Maybe it's possible someday to record your dreams. Not that they would be very sensible, but there's probably a lot of people that are also intrigued by it. So it would be nice. Or the water with caffeine and theanine in it. That's also an idea.
All right.
I don't know. Lots of ideas, but I know. But the podcast was a start. And it's also just picking one thing and doing that, and not like, because every day I get up, I'm never going to snooze again. I'm going to run every morning. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to read 20 books every month. Stuff like that. Have to pick your battles, I guess.
That's true.
Oh, what's your next battle? You have one?
No, I think. No, I'm a bit tired of picking back because I would go in. I think it always feels a bit unsure, or I have so many battles I subscribed for that I still need to do in the coming months. So no, I'm really tired of planning more than 1 or a week ahead. So but that makes you boring and a bit lazy.
Is it because of the situation, or just because you're happy with the way you're set right now? I mean,
both, I think. Both, I think. But I think not seeing people don't give you the energy to see people. You see what I mean? Like, it's like a circle that you need to see people to have the energy to see people again, but you also need energy, of course, to plan and contact people. Like there is no reason why we couldn't go for a walk, Michiel, the past weeks, for example, that we just reach out to each other and say, let's go for a walk.
It's true.
I'm pretty sure there are so many people, a lot of people are walking, but there are still so many people that are home, because they don't have the energy just to go out, or that they think, I'm here, I feel okay, but the day after they think like, damn, I had to do this or that, or just be more in contact. And that's a bit the thing I feel at the moment. So
okay, that's a vicious circle. That's a lot of people. I think they don't feel they do feel the need to see other people, but they feel like if they meet, I don't know. I have the feeling with some friends that I meet that they tell me like, but I don't have anything to say. I'm like, but I mean, maybe that's just me, but I always have like some little story in the back of my mind that I can tell.
Yeah, it's true.
So, and there's like, the story doesn't have to be I climbed the Mount Everest or something like that. It's like, this week, I don't know, I was doing the laundry and I put the red sock with all my white, I don't know, whatever. But I mean,
but that's exactly what I mean. So like, it's just a poor excuse about not meeting somebody, and that's what I mean. Like, it's more about not having the energy, I think, to meet, because everybody feels a bit the same. Like, I'm out of contacts, but on the other hand, you don't have the energy anymore to just take that step, or you think it's maybe better I just stay seated and watch a movie.
That sounds a little bit sad but relatable, I would say. Do you think it will solve itself once like bars and restaurants and events can happen again?
Yeah, I think so. Well, times flies, no? I really have the impression that the year passed away quite fast. So it's quite boring, or more boring than it used to be, but still the time flies, so it's a bit double now.
It feels like it's getting more and more boring.
Yeah. Well, it's depending your situation, I think. I think for every person there is impact, but the impact is for everybody maybe different, or goes with ups and downs depending the number of weeks. Like if you still had your roommate, for example, it was maybe a less boring period for you. I'm just guessing now, but
probably. I almost got a new roommate, but nope. Was too expensive for her, unfortunately. And I don't know. You also have, but it's really important. I believe that it's really important to live together with other people, because it's kind of not like social validation, but social control, I think, on the way you behave. I mean, it's not like I'm behaving like, I don't know, like a gangster or something, but it's just other people around. They can like correct you on small things in a good way. And I think it's very important. That's why I don't want to live alone anymore, because I don't want to seem like a complete stranger once I actually start talking to people in real life again. So,
and can I ask, are you taking that decision because you assume that this situation will stay on for a few more months, or stay in a certain way, or is it more just something you were considering also before already, to go back to home place, or
no. So I'm not intentionally going back to the place where I was born or where I lived my whole life. It's just that I got the emails from the company that is renting these places, and one of those locations was just by accident close to my parents. And since I'm working from home anyways, it doesn't really matter where I live, and we're in the same branch. I think, especially in our branch, I think like working from home will be encouraged everywhere.
It's more about having a roommate again, and a move is a move, and it doesn't bothers you. That's a bit the situation.
Moving itself doesn't bother me at all, because I've been living here for the past 2-3 years. And it's time for an upgrade or a change of environment, I think.
But if work starts again, you still have the Zovo office in Ghent, or is that closed now?
We still have it.
Okay.
But it's encouraged to work from home.
No, but I mean, like, if you in May you move to your new place, then you probably need to travel to Ghent every day, few days.
Yeah, no. I don't plan on going to the office again every day. Probably once a week, maybe, or twice a week, depending on how it's. I think it's mostly, for me at least, like if I mentally need more people around me, then I would just go to the office. And if I'm like, just leave me alone, or I have plans like immediately afterwards, for example, then I would just work from home, because that's just easier. But I prefer working with people in real life and just having them around. It helps. I don't know about you, but it also helps to be a little bit more productive. I don't know, like the times where you then actually work are more focused.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah, but then you also have a chance to make the circle, to meet then that awesome lady in the morning at the train station, eh? No? She really had an interest in you, eh, Michiel? You know.
Yeah, and she was exactly my type as well.
Yeah, I saw the fit of the match.
People that are listening right now, they don't know at all what we were talking about. Can you explain the situation, Janez? You started it. I think you should tell the story.
I was there with you, Michiel. Was it 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 or something, 6 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, very early.
And then the lady with long blonde hair, not dressed very well, or without lots of clothes, let's say.
You're still
I
explaining
saw
it
her
like
running.
it's a model.
Running in your direction with her cell phone blocked, totally lost, a bit crying or maybe not. And then you directly stopped her, and you took care of her, no? You directly asked, how's it going? What are you doing here with your long blonde hair? You look a bit hungry. Do you want to go for a coffee?
No.
Then you unlocked her cell phone, directly adding your contacts in it. And
no. So
I
it
was
was
there,
an old lady. Yeah, very, very old lady, probably looking for some logical. No, I don't know.
quite
She kind of
drunk.
lost her
I'm
mind a
still not
little bit.
convinced
Was
if
she drunk?
Was she really drunk or just a bit
I think she was just
lost?
confused, like
Yeah.
most old person. And also at 5 o'clock in the morning, I mean, I was also a little bit lost. So, I mean, makes sense. No, and what did she do? She was locked out of her phone.
Yeah, it was set on. Was it for blind people?
Yeah,
It
something.
was locked.
Yeah.
Or the setting was changed to.
I remember there's a setting on an Android phone where you can set it so it like reads out loud everything that's on your screen, and it's also zoomed in a lot. And even so, I couldn't fix it immediately, and I was already getting sick of like the way that the phone behaved. And this woman probably walked around with it for like weeks or days or weeks, I don't know. But finally, we fixed it, right?
Yeah, you fixed it, Michiel.
I don't remember how, but
Yeah, you fixed it.
In the end, it was fixed. I was glad because the women was a little bit my time was up. She had to go. And that's when we went to Poland, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Was it our last trip?
Yeah, we only made one trip together, I think, no?
Well, we only made one. I want to do another trip.
Yeah.
Also to Wrocław. I think that's a really good idea.
How many times have you been there now in the past months?
Nah, I mean, since Corona, I haven't been there again, and I suppose I won't go there again very soon. So I've been there 3 or 4 times, I think. I really liked going there for multiple reasons, because I like to meet the people higher up. I'm just fascinated by, I don't know, people like that. And it's also good to meet colleagues all over the world. But I switched roles a lot, or not a lot, but a few times. So first ever was conversational designer, I guess, or that was the title then. And then when I went to Zuvu, I helped setting up videos and articles for the academy on how to work with their platform. But I didn't really see, like for me, that was not the professional career I wanted to pursue. It's not like I didn't like doing it, but like that's a creative job. And if I want to make videos, I want them to be my videos, and not like, oh, you have to have these colors and then this transition and it has to zoom like this and like this. No, that's too much for me. And then I switched to digital platform consultant, I guess. So I need to set up projects for clients, and now I'm that, and also more of a project manager, account manager for the project. So if there's projects with custom solutions, then I also need to talk to, well, in this case, last time it was front-end developers and so on. That's something I really like. Project management wise, I wouldn't say I'm a natural fit for that. and I still need to figure out if that's like
And that's
what makes me happy. But yeah,
that's probably more or less the job they offered me, I assume, when I left. Or
no,
no?
You would be higher up the chain. I think. Now, I mean, your job was project manager, right?
Yeah, there was something like that. Yeah, I can't remember very well, or I also didn't went in all details with them.
But the roles at Zuvu, but they recently also reorganized because the company is growing a lot, so they need to reorganize. But I think in the beginning, when you were still at the company, those roles were kind of intermixed, like being a platform consultant, like actually setting up the projects, and then also being the account manager or project manager for the client. They were kind of the same, and they still are in some way, but it's getting more and more to be like a different job.
But are you now getting in the product details, or more about management of the projects, or a
more combination? I think. But I mean, I think I still need to find something that's like a perfect fit for me. I'm all for trying out new stuff and seeing whether it fits me, and I'm thankful for them for allowing me to try it out at least. But I mean, yeah, not sure exactly if that's my dream job. Not sure if I will ever find it because I'm I don't know. Little bit of a stubborn person as well, which doesn't really help in some situations. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Do you have a dream job?
Well, no, I think they call it a midlife crisis, but that's just because you are.
How old are you? You're not anywhere near a midlife crisis.
I'm now 38, so I think anyhow there's a moment you are in a specific job or branch for 10 or 15 years, and I think that's for everybody almost a period where you think like, do I want to do this for the next couple of years? So I think that's, for me, that's why everybody around that age or moment in their life starts thinking about, is this what I want to do? Yeah.
How long would you say it would take you to kind of not plateau, but like getting to a point where you're like really good at your job and you're not really advancing at the in the way that you were at the beginning?
That's the Pieters principle, eh?
What?
The Pieters principle. You can keep growing till the level it was too much or too high, and then you get off again. No.
I don't know. How many years do you think it takes you to at least be like proficient or better at your job? 5 years? I don't know.
It depends. I would also say 4 or 5 years, depending on the challenges you want to get yourself on and the opportunities you get. I think so. Yeah. But it can be a combination. It's not because if you're switching roles that you're not building up experience. So yeah.
Yeah, that's also true. Janez, something I ask all my guests, and like 9 out of 10 times I forget to tell them that they can ask a question. 9 out of 10 times I forget to tell them, but this time I didn't. So I ask all my guests, what's a question that you would ask yourself? Or if you don't know a question for yourself, you can also ask me, but yeah.
A question I want to ask myself?
Yes. Could be about anything.
Well, for me, it would now be what is my next dream, I would say, or the thing I want to achieve, what is important for me. I think that's That's a question I sometimes ask myself. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a question that you're actively asking yourself and not really pursuing the answer to, or do you already have some clue about what the answer to that question is?
Well, let's say that way. When I started as a student or started working, I had a kind of dream, and then for me, at a certain moment, my professional dream happened, and now I'm a bit looking, I think, like, what is my next dream I want to achieve in my professional life? I think that's what I'm looking for.
And it's something that's going to be different, entirely different from the thing you're doing right now?
It don't has to be entirely different, but it just has to be a new dream, like, and I don't mean like a role or a thing, like, just like, if I say it in very short, my dream was like, be not important, but have a kind of achieve something in the professional world, and having something you are proud of and that you can say and that you can share, and it had to be international, and yeah, that was a bit vague, my dream, when I started. I never believed I could do something like that, because yeah, I thought the world is so big, but my world will be quite small here in Belgium, around Ghent or whatever. And then, yeah, due to challenging myself, I achieved that dream, and I never realized I achieved it till I noticed I'm not that ambitious anymore, or I don't feel that energetic anymore to do that kind of job. And then I realized maybe I just realized my dream. So yeah.
Okay. You didn't
It's a bit
know
abstract
you
to
realized
explain, but yeah. That's a bit the question I try to discover for myself, Michiel.
It's a hard question, definitely, and maybe it will go the same way like it did until now. Like you will once again reach your dream without you even noticing that it was your dream at all.
That's the good thing, I think. If it's an obsession, it's also hard, or maybe hard to achieve. So, well, I think you need to have a kind of higher goal that you want to achieve. Like if you said, I want to be independent or have my own company, that's also a dream, and of course, that's not something that will happen just on coincidence, but yeah, I think you need to have something like that. Otherwise, it's
Yeah, I believe that like everyone depends. A lot of people live lives in a different way, so I'm not like everyone should have it, but at least to me, and it seems like to you, it's important to have a goal or something to work towards too, because otherwise you're just like fluttering.
I always think, like, if it was now or tomorrow the last day of my life, and I'm lying there, and there are still a few minutes I can think, I want to be happy about the life I had. That's a bit a key achievement I want to have. So it's not that I'm focused on it every day because I cannot have a boring day or a day that was just a stupid day or whatever. But if you look back, always a few months back or a few months back, I want to have kind of feeling, okay, these are things I will still remember in a few months or years from now. So that's not an obsession. It's not about doing things and sharing it on social media or whatever to have a big bucket list, but it's just my own to make sure I live, I think.
I follow you on that. What I'm really afraid is maybe expressed a little bit strongly, but I'm really afraid of life just passing by. Like when you're I'm 26, so let's say 10 years pass by, now I'm 36. and like I can't even recall like major events, or it's just like where have the past 10 years go? Where did the past 10 years go? Yeah. I'm really afraid of something like that happening. So one way to counteract that is to always find new stuff to do or to experience, or maybe look for experiences or stand still at some points in your day to kind of appreciate it. I don't know. Have you seen a movie about time? It's maybe if your wife or your girlfriend's wife is a little bit. Sorry, I had to use it again. If she's a little bit into science fiction, but it's not really, it's science fiction because it can't happen for real. But it's about a guy who can turn back in time, but not like to the Middle Ages or something.
Yeah, maybe I saw it. Yeah.
And at the end, and sorry for the spoilers for those who haven't seen it, but you should definitely watch the movie if you haven't. At the end, he actively decides to just not use his skill anymore, and he just like appreciates like the small things.
Yeah.
And I mean that's I feel that's a good way to live. I don't succeed at it every day, but sometimes when I made a great meal, I talk to myself and I say, "Wow, Michiel, you did a great job. Nice cooking on this one."
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I don't know.
Are you sharing a lot on social media?
Naturally, like the way I'm just wired, I wouldn't do it. But for like the podcast or for stuff like that, I kind of force myself to do it because I know it's important, and that's the way to. I mean, frequency and repetition is key if you want people to remember and retain what you're doing. So that's why I'm doing it. If I would be able to do it without posting on social media, I would definitely do so. But I have periods where I share a lot, and then periods I don't share at all. I think right now is like on a personal level is like a period where I don't share a lot. But you
no.
Oh, no?
I don't share a lot.
On Instagram?
No, sometimes a picture with the kids, but not about things of myself, let's say.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Instagram or the way people post most pictures on Instagram, because it's just mostly fake or staged.
Oh yeah.
In some way, at least in some way. And I'm like, okay, it doesn't really, and especially in this time, it doesn't really make sense to look at it because, I mean, what are you going to gain by looking at somebody that's being happy on a boat in the middle of the ocean with palm trees in the background? Will that make you happy? I don't think so. So why do it yourself? I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
So something that got my attention when I saw the other podcast is your background. Is that
this one?
Yeah, is it chosen on purpose, or is that just the background?
This is where I sit.
Yeah, I know, but I was just wondering, like, was that the reason you wanted to sit and have that kind of background also, or is it just on coincidence that it's your background?
I like that it has books. That's what I like about. If there weren't any books there while filming, I would probably put some books there. The plants I got from my mom, I should probably take care of it a little bit better, but I also like that there's a plant in the background, and I don't know, is there, can you see the alpaca? I'm not sure what I'm pointing at.
I can.
Because I'm in a little screen. And I also like that the alpaca is there, but everything else, it's not intentional. I do have a lot of lights surrounding me right now because I like to pretend that I'm a professional.
Okay. Right.
That's it. Janez, you know, some things are intentional and some things are just the way they are.
That's why I'm asking. Right.
I have to say, Janez, I really enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same. My wife is going to get to sleep, so we need to get out of the room, or at least stop the conversation.
You have to make sure that you don't anger your wife and also your girlfriend's wife.
Yeah,
That's also very important because
you're on the coup,
you don't have enough with one.
No,
You need to.
indeed.
No, but I want to say I really enjoyed the talk. I feel like I'm talking to a friend, really. And I hope sometime we can do this again, like you mentioned, with beer or with an alcoholic beverage of choice.
What was it?
Oh,
yeah.
or both maybe. I don't mind having both. I hope we'll talk to each other soon. And once this podcast is like world famous, then you can say that you were in the first 10 people that joined the podcast.
Indeed.
So that's awesome.
Indeed. I was honored, Michiel, that you asked me anyhow. So
yeah, it's a pleasure. I always wanted to talk to you again. So, and I'm sure I will have that urge again in the near future. So
yes.
Have a nice evening, and I hope your wife is not too mad at you for talking to me for this long.
No.
But,
I'm allowed to talk with my friends.
All right. Have a nice one. Bye.
Thank you. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.